What happens when a joke crosses the line, when laughter turns into a weapon? This is the story of a mother's fierce love, a cultural reckoning, and the unexpected fallout that shook the entertainment world to its core. It was just another night in Burbank, California. The audience was ready for laughs, the lights dimmed, and the familiar theme music played, signaling the start of a late-night comedy show. The host, known for his biting wit and politically charged humor, took the stage with a confident swagger. The crowd erupted in applause, eager for the evening's entertainment. But what they didn't expect was a sharp jab aimed at a teenager, Barron Trump, the youngest son of the former First Lady and President. The host, with a smirk on his face, launched into a quick, sharp joke that targeted Barron, a boy who had largely stayed out of the spotlight. The joke landed like a stone in a still pond, sending ripples through social media. The audience's laughter was mixed. Some chuckled hesitantly, while others shifted uncomfortably in their seats. It was a moment that felt charged, almost electric, as if everyone in the room sensed the weight of what had just been said. Within hours, the clip was everywhere. Social media exploded with hashtags like Barron Trump trending on Twitter and Instagram. Memes and reactions flooded timelines as supporters of the Trump family and critics of the host voiced their opinions. Some called the joke tasteless and unnecessary, while others defended it as just comedy. But for Melania Trump, watching from her home in Palm Beach, the laughter felt like a punch to the gut. She had always prioritized her son's well-being, working tirelessly to shield him from the chaos of public life. Barron had been a quiet presence, often overshadowed by the political drama surrounding his family. Now, he was thrust into the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. As she watched the clip, disbelief washed over her. This wasn't just a joke, it was a personal attack. Melania felt the sting of that comment deeply, not just for herself, but for her son. She knew this wasn't something she could let slide. Her instincts as a mother kicked in, and she began drafting a statement to address the situation. But words alone wouldn't suffice. As the backlash grew louder, Melania made a decision that would send shockwaves through the media. She would file a lawsuit. What she didn't know was that this choice would ignite a battle far larger than she could have anticipated, one that would challenge the very fabric of comedy and free speech in America. The following morning, Melania Trump's team released a statement to the press. It was measured yet stern, denouncing the TV host's comments as inappropriate and damaging. While her words struck a chord with her supporters, they weren't enough to quiet the growing controversy. The media was hungry for more, dissecting every angle of the story. Melania wasn't just angry, she was resolute. For years she had endured criticism and ridicule as a public figure, but this attack on her son was personal. She intended to fight back, not just for Barron, but for every child who had been subjected to ridicule in the public eye. She turned to one of the nation's top defamation attorneys, a woman known for her no-nonsense approach and high-profile victories. Together, they filed a lawsuit against the host and the network, alleging defamation and intentional infliction of emotional distress. The legal filing painted a stark picture. The comment, though dressed up as humor, had crossed a line. It was no longer about free speech, it was about protecting a child's right to privacy and dignity. The lawsuit itself became a media event, with news anchors debating whether Melania's case had merit or if it was simply a strategic move to regain relevance. Supporters praised her courage, calling her a fierce mother defending her son, while critics accused her of using the lawsuit as a publicity stunt. Barron, meanwhile, stayed out of the limelight. Friends close to the family described him as a quiet teenager who rarely engaged with the media circus that surrounded his family. Melania's actions, however, spoke volumes about her priorities. She wasn't fighting for her reputation, she was fighting for his. The lawsuit had an immediate impact. Sponsors began distancing themselves from the late-night show, worried about the negative press. The host, known for his sharp tongue, found himself in a precarious position as the ratings began to slip. The network executives were in crisis mode, scrambling to manage the fallout from the controversy. They held emergency meetings discussing how to navigate the public relations nightmare that had erupted overnight. As the lawsuit unfolded, it became a spectacle in its own right. The courtroom was packed with reporters, eager to capture every moment of this unprecedented case. The prosecution argued that the line between comedy and cruelty had been crossed, emphasizing the emotional toll such public ridicule could take on a young person. They painted a vivid picture of Barron's life, highlighting his struggles with anxiety and the challenges of growing up in the public eye. On the other side, the defense clung to the First Amendment, asserting that comedy is subjective and that the host had every right to express his opinions, no matter how controversial. They argued that the joke was merely a reflection of the political climate and that Melania was overreacting. But just when it seemed predictable, a surprise witness emerged, turning the case on its head. William Carter, a former production assistant for the show, took the stand. His testimony revealed that the joke wasn't spontaneous, it was planned, approved, and designed to provoke controversy. The courtroom erupted in shock as he detailed the behind-the-scenes discussions that led to the joke being included in the script. For the first time, the focus shifted from the host to the corporate machinery behind the joke. The implications were staggering. If the joke was indeed premeditated, it raised questions about the ethics of comedy and the responsibility of networks to protect individuals from targeted attacks. In her closing statement, Melania's lawyer emphasized that this case was about accountability, not censorship. She argued that while humor is a vital part of culture, it should never come at the expense of a child's dignity. The jury was left to ponder the balance between free speech and the right to protect one's family from harm. As the trial progressed, public opinion began to shift. Many began to see Melania not just as a former First Lady, but as a mother standing up for her child. Social media campaigns emerged in support of her, with hashtags like "Stand with Melania" gaining traction. People from all walks of life shared their own stories of being bullied or ridiculed, creating a powerful narrative of solidarity. Meanwhile, the host faced increasing scrutiny. Late-night ratings continued to plummet, and advertisers began pulling their support. The network, once proud of its edgy programming, found itself in a moral quandary. They had to decide whether to stand by their host or distance themselves from the controversy. As the trial neared its conclusion, Melania took the stand herself. Her testimony was heartfelt and emotional. She spoke candidly about her experiences as a mother, the challenges of raising a child in the public eye, and the pain of seeing her son targeted for ridicule. Her words resonated deeply with the jury, painting a picture of a protective mother willing to go to great lengths to defend her child. In a surprising turn, the jury deliberated for only a few hours before returning with a verdict. They found in favor of Melania, awarding her a significant sum in damages. The ruling sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry, sparking debates about the future of comedy and the responsibilities of public figures. In the aftermath, Melania became a symbol of resilience. She used her platform to advocate for children's rights, speaking out against bullying and the need for greater sensitivity in comedy. Her journey inspired many, and she began to receive invitations to speak at schools and community events, sharing her story and encouraging others to stand up for themselves. The host, on the other hand, faced a steep decline in his career. He issued a public apology, but it was too little, too late. The damage had been done, and he struggled to regain his footing in an industry that had turned its back on him. The network, in an effort to rebuild its reputation, shifted its programming to focus on more positive and uplifting content. As for Barron, he remained largely out of the public eye, but those close to the family reported that he was doing well. The support from his mother and the public had a profound impact on him, helping him navigate the challenges of adolescence with newfound confidence. In the end, this story was not just about a joke or a lawsuit. It was about the power of a mother's love and the cultural reckoning that followed. It challenged the boundaries of humor and forced society to confront the consequences of public ridicule. Melania Trump's bold stand for her son became a defining moment, reminding everyone that behind every public figure is a family deserving of respect and dignity. As the story concluded, it left a lasting impression on the audience. The narrative of Melania Trump's fight for her son resonated far beyond the courtroom, sparking conversations about the ethics of comedy, the responsibilities of public figures, and the importance of protecting children from the harsh realities of public life. In the months that followed, Melania continued her advocacy work, focusing on initiatives aimed at mental health awareness and anti-bullying campaigns. She collaborated with various organizations, using her platform to amplify the voices of those who had been marginalized or ridiculed. Her efforts were met with both praise and criticism, but she remained steadfast in her mission. The cultural landscape began to shift as well. Comedians and writers started to reflect on the impact of their words, leading to a new wave of comedy that prioritized sensitivity and inclusivity. Late-night shows began to feature segments that highlighted positive stories and community heroes, moving away from the sensationalism that had once dominated the genre. Melania's journey also sparked discussions within families about the importance of empathy and understanding. Parents began to engage in conversations with their children about the effects of bullying and the significance of standing up for one another. Schools implemented programs that encouraged kindness and respect, fostering a more supportive environment for students. As the years passed, the incident became a case study in media ethics and the evolving nature of comedy. Universities offered courses that examined the balance between humor and harm, encouraging students to think critically about the messages they convey through their work. In the end, Melania Trump's bold stand for Barron not only changed the trajectory of her family's narrative, but also contributed to a broader cultural reckoning. It served as a reminder that laughter should never come at the expense of someone's dignity, and that the power of a mother's love can inspire change in ways that resonate far beyond the immediate moment. As the credits rolled, viewers were left with a sense of hope and a call to action. The story of Melania and Barron Trump was not just a tale of conflict, it was a testament to the strength of family, the importance of standing up for what is right, and the ongoing journey toward a more compassionate society. And so, the cultural reckoning continued, with each individual encouraged to reflect on their own role in shaping a world where laughter uplifts rather than tears down, where every child can grow up with dignity, and where the bonds of family remain unbreakable. This is not just the end of a story, it is the beginning of a movement, a reminder that we all have the power to make a difference, one act of kindness at a time.